Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Hi, everybody. Hi. Woo. Look at the people. Look at the people. Friday. Here we go. Full house for a great reason. Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy Friday. Hi. Oh, thank you, John. Have a seat. Let's get started. I am so excited for today's show for a couple reasons. I am so excited for this show for a couple reasons. My first introduction is one of the main reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to my good friend Kendall, everybody. Hello, Kendall.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I feel great.
I know.
All of me feels great.
I know.
Thank
all
you for
of
asking.
You are very welcome. I know. A little fun fact before I come out. Kendall always looks behind the wall. We call this the wall of home goods vases.
Mm-hmm.
And before I walk out, a little fun thing, I always like stick my tongue out, or I always like give
Something.
Kendall a goofy face before I come out. So anyway, yeah. You
He
doing
does
well
something.
though?
You do something every time.
Every
and
time.
most of the time I end up almost snorting
Yep.
before the show even
That's my job. That's my job.
But I'm excited. It's going to be a fun weekend. You had a fun night.
I had a fun night.
woo.
But first, let me tell you about that. I'm really excited for today's show. Please don't turn the channel because I think you're going to enjoy this. A couple months ago, or about a month ago, I was asked to a prom by the sweetest woman I think I've met in a very long time. And she's at Walker Methodist Plaza. And let me just tell you, audience, the entire Walker Methodist Plaza is in one room right now watching the show. Hi! I love ya. So I went to prom last night for the first time since 1991 with Marge. Marge asked me to prom. Marge won't mind me telling you this because she owns it and she wears it as she should as a badge of honor. Marge is 93 years old. That's right. That's my date.
Whoa, mama.
That's my friend. That's my friend. So coming up a little bit later, I'll go more on. I'm really excited to tell you about the night and my new friend, my friend for life, Marge. Now, speaking of friends, I always say this. I'm blessed in a lot of ways. I'm with this show, the radio show, my family, very blessed there. And I have a really great circle of friends. And one of them is in the audience today for a very special reason. He ain't here for me, believe me. Chef John Cigamora from a restaurant that I've raved about, Pinku. That's right. Right there. There's John. John owns one of my favorite restaurants in Minneapolis. When y'all come, you got to go there. Pinku Japanese street food. And John has so many great things coming up that we'll have him back on the show. But John is here. We kind of teamed up. He called me and he goes, hey, I got this idea. We should do this. We've teamed up to do an auction item for Tubman. Now, Tubman is one of my favorite organizations. We did stuff with Tubman with the radio show last year. They're a wonderful organization that helps basically men, women, children, people in crisis in a variety of ways, whether it's elder abuse or addiction or sexual exploitation. Tubman does it all, and they do it so very well. So John said, hey, why don't we put an auction item together where we fill the audience and I cook them my food? And I said, yes, let's do that. So today the audience will be, so thanks to all that bid on the item. John is going to be cooking for the audience. We'll talk to him a little bit later. And y'all, this is the best day to be here because y'all are going to be eating good. Let me just say that, yeah. Okay. Speaking of eating, let's get to the hot dish. Here we go, everybody. First up, this is going to be good. First up, the long The long-rumored shakeup at CBS this morning is happening, but it's not necessarily going as planned. After a Page 6 report last night, I saw this pop up. I go, oh no, they are not doing that. There is a potential feud, I'll talk about this in a minute, between Gayle King and CBS This Morning anchor Norah O'Donnell. And that means it's time for...
Oh, no, she didn't.
That's right. Now, according to Page 6, and I love them over there, they're friends of mine. I don't know if I believe this, though. Norah O'Donnell is officially out at the CBS morning show. And they say that Gayle pushed her out. Insiders, get out of here. Yeah. Insiders say, I don't even like saying this sentence because I don't think it's true. Insiders say that Norah is toxic and difficult to work with, and that Gayle made getting rid of Norah part of her contract negotiations. Okay. Norah kind of addressed those rumors. We were loving this. Can I tell you, this happened on CBS This Morning, and all the producers and I were on the phone. Did you see that? Norah kind of addressed it at the top of the show today. Look at this.
Welcome to CBS This Morning. As you can see, CBS This Morning Saturday co-host Anthony Mason is here. Vladimir Duthiers of CBSN is here. That's because John Dickerson is on assignment. Gayle is also in London this morning working on a very special project.
That she's very excited about.
Very excited about indeed. And we are reading lots of things with great interest. And I just want you to know we will address them on Monday when Gayle is back here and John as well.
Excellent.
Our show starts at 7 o'clock, and our Twitter handle is at cbsthismorning.com.
We are reading things with great interest around here. We shall address it all on Monday. I got to tell you, I've said it 8,000 times on this show, 7,000. I love Norah O'Donnell. My favorite thing is when she's interviewing a politician and she just opens up her mouth and swallows them whole. It's fantastic. Because she doesn't let anybody get away with anything. Anyway, I don't believe this. I don't believe these rumors for a single second. You know why? Because sometimes, and again, I love you, Page 6. You're on my show sometimes. But these writers, they love to pit two women against each other. It's impossible for two professional women to coexist without dynasty catfighting. It's ridiculous. It makes for good headlines. That's why they write this crap. There's no interest in, Lester Holt and Brian Williams mud wrestled. I mean, they don't care. They don't do this with men. They don't write this crap about men. Think about it. When was the last time like in the 80s, did you ever read a story about Dan Rather kicking the crap out of Tom Brokaw? No. I'm just saying, right? I mean,
it's true. It's always this like female against female thing. I'm like, that's not, I don't feel that way about anyone who works here. I don't think anybody who works here feels that way about each other.
No.
And I don't think that that's the case in this instance either. I just don't.
No, I've been in TV for 20 years, and I got to tell you, I've worked at this station, I've worked at WCCO. I know this is my own personal experience. I've never worked with a female anchor, from Alex Kendall to Robin Robinson, to Kelsey Carlson, who's like the nicest human on earth, and my sister, she's my big sister, Amelia Santinello, Vassalero. They're all the most professional women, so stop it. Stop writing this crap. CBS News is denying the infighting. Norah is reportedly about ready to sign a new deal with the network. The deal is she will become the anchor of the CBS Evening News, replacing Jeff Glor. John Dickerson will move to 60 Minutes. Joining Gayle at the table for the new CBS This Morning will be Anthony Mason and Tony DeCoppola, which I like. I like those two, but leave those two alone. They're friends. Next in the dish, the Miss USA pageant was held last night. We've had Miss Minnesota, Kat Stanley, on the show, and we are very happy to tell you she did quite well. Look at this.
Minnesota. All right, here we are, the live competition. What round of tonight are you most nervous about?
Ooh, probably swimsuit, just because, you're up here in a bikini and it's a little bit weird with all these people in the room, but I think I'll make it through.
Congratulations. Thank you, Minnesota.
I know exactly how she feels. She made the coveted top 15. Unfortunately, audience, she didn't make it to the top 10. The Jason Show research team says she got robbed. That's right. She did. Why didn't she win?
I don't know. She
should've-
got robbed.
Yeah, she got robbed. In the end, it came down to New Mexico and North Carolina. In North Carolina, a 28-year-old attorney took home the crown. So there we go. Congratulations to Miss North Carolina. Were you ever any because you're inhumanly beautiful, were you ever in any pageants?
Oh, Jason.
I do. I think you're just beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Well, my sister's Miss Oktoberfest right now. She's going for Miss Wisconsin. I know, right? My sister's trying to be Miss Wisconsin. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Go Ellie. Anyway, I was in one pageant in high school. I didn't win.
You didn't win. What was it? Like fire prevention? Or
It
what
was like the Miss Red Wing pageant.
Miss Red Wing?
Not Miss Red Wing or any of her princesses. And I was like, my grandma had come up from Iowa to see it, and she was like, had no idea what was going on. We got in the car, and she's like, so did you win? She also, that same car ride, I turned on her butt warmer, and when we got out, I said, do you like your butt warmer? And she said, oh, I thought I wet myself. So, I mean, Grandma was just like, she was just having a good time on the last few years of life, you know? But yeah, no, I lost. It was fine. Grandma doesn't remember, so it's fine.
That is the best story ever. I love Grandma. Anyway, good luck to you, Miss Minnesota. You will be just fine, believe me. Guys, like I said, we have such a good show. Don't turn away. Go grab another English muffin or a bag of Cheetos and meet me back here in 2 minutes. Back after this. Coming up, you watched it happen here on our show. I was asked to a senior prom live by the most delightful woman you could ever imagine. Well, I, of course, said yes. Last night, Marge and I went to prom. I'll tell you all about my magical night coming up. Then, we got a sneak preview of a new Netflix show that I am pretty sure will be your next binge. Find out why I'm loving, so is producer Ted, Christina Applegate's new show, Dead to Me. And he's Stephen Colbert's warm-up guy, and he's sincerely one of my favorite comedians to come on our show. Paul Mecurio is live in our studio to get us laughing into the weekend. Stay right there because that is coming up.
Should I bring the ball?
Yeah, bring the ball. All right. Okay. So, you see that window?
Yeah.
You think you could throw the football through that window?
Yeah.
Let's see.
You got this, Tom.
Very well done. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell is this? Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
Did you do that?
Do you live here?
You know I live here.
Oh,
my
I'm
God.
so
Hang on, hold on. Hi.
Hey,
It's great to meet you,
Yeah,
man. I'm like
you-
your number one fan. Yeah, I'm Matt.
Matt.
I'm Matt
Pat.
Damon.
we bought a zoo.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one of my kids' rooms.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm sure you got a dustbuster or something like that, right? All right, good to
Sorry.
see you, man. We got to get back to the show. We left the audience there, so.
I'm sorry, Pat. I didn't even. It's fine.
It's Matt.
Actually,
doesn't
can I-
matter.
can I-
Doesn't-
Jimmy Kimmel continuing his feud with Matt Damon. Thanks a little help there with Tom Brady. Well, overnight, Netflix dropped a brand new original series called Dead to Me. I hinted at this a couple days ago. I got the chance to view the first 3 episodes the other night. And before I give you my thoughts, here's a clip from the trailer.
Just heat it up at 300 and leave it in for 35 minutes.
Thanks, Karen.
It's my take on Mexican lasagna.
Great.
Jeff and I can't imagine what you're going through.
Well, it's like if Jeff got hit by a car and died suddenly and violently. Like that.
Well, you get that dish back to me whenever you can.
Welcome to Friends of Heaven. Looks like we have some new people here today.
I'm Judy. Jen, I hope this isn't weird. Can I give you a hug? No. Okay.
That's Dead to Me with Christina Applegate and Linda Cardellini and James Marsden, who never ages. Here's the deal. I'm excited. This is one of those days, I say this a lot, where I'm excited to have a show because I want to tell you about this, but I don't want to tell you too much because part of the fun of this show is the zigging and the zagging. You have no idea what's happening. This is what I will tell you. Christina Applegate, her husband is killed in a car accident. When the show opens, she's kind of going to like a grief meeting, and that's where she meets Linda's character, who's a little nutter butters. And it's funny. This is a dark comedy. I wasn't sure what to expect, and neither was our producer, Ted, who was at the same screening party with me. Please welcome Ted Johnson, everybody. Hi, Ted.
Hello.
Buddy, were you like me? I wasn't quite sure what to expect from this.
I had seen the trailer, so I sort of thought, oh, this could be funny. This could be a good show. And blown away.
Blown away. And again, we won't tell you, we don't ruin stuff here. All I will tell you, Ted, am I right? When people watch episode 1, you have no clue of where it's heading.
And you right when you think you know where it's going, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
What happened? And you're laughing hysterically, then it gets a little like emotional at times, and then you're laughing again, and it's just zig and zag, yeah.
And part of the laughing comes from, if people don't know this, it is executive produced by Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell and his producing partner, Adam McKay, and Christina's a producer, and so is Linda. This is another reason why I love it, and Ted, I think you agree. It is so fresh. The writing is not contrived. It is unlike the premise. Wouldn't you say, Ted, is unlike any premise on any show on any network?
Yeah, and it's one of those things where there are characters that you forget about, minor characters that pop up every once in a while, and you're hysterical, and you're like, oh yeah, they exist.
Yeah, and let me tell you this. This is why you're going to binge this weekend, and Ted will agree with me. So the PR, Niemer Fieger locally is a PR firm that handles it. My buddy Chad looked at me and said, I wasn't sure what to expect. And then episode 3 happened. And audience, right? Look at Ted's face. Something happens. That we only got to screen 3 episodes. Something happens at the end of episode 3. Ted, the whole party,
no one wanted to leave.
No, we wanted to stay at the Walker. We didn't want to leave. Yeah.
I want episode 4.
I know. But now you can get all of the episodes. Thanks, Ted. The first season of Dead to Me. Dead to Me is what it's called. It's available. It's available on Netflix. Binge it this weekend and go on our Facebook page and let me know what you think. I think you'll like it. For anything else, the originality of it. Still ahead, everybody. I'm going to tell you about my night as I head to prom with my dear friend Marge. That's my girl right there. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us.
This is Marge, and I live at Walker Plaza in downtown Anoka, and we're going to have prom May 2nd, and I would like to have you come.
Oh!
This is your invitation.
This is my invitation. Okay, point it to camera 7, Marge. Jason, will you be my senior prom date? Marge, I will be your date. Oh. I will go to prom with you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You saw that happen. You saw that happen live on our show back in the end of March. Marge asking me to her senior prom, which will probably go down as one of my, I don't care how long this show runs, it will go down as one of my favorite moments. Welcome back. Last night was the night. I took my new friend, my new buddy Marge, who, by the way, like I said, everybody is, don't make me cry yet, audience. Everybody at Walker is watching right now in a room. Hi, guys. I love you. I took my new friend Marge to senior prom. Now, I documented the whole thing, but let me just say this. I wanted to be in the moment with Marge, so I didn't tape a lot because I wanted to be present for her. So here's a little bit of what I taped. Look at this. So the first thing, of course, I had to get my date flowers. So I stopped into Tony's here in Anoka to get Marge some flowers. Hope she likes them. Okay, so I'm here. I have the flowers. I kind of feel like it's that scene in Footloose where Ren goes to pick up his date and they're playing Almost Paradise. Look at this. They even got our logo. Here we go.
We got you in our VIP section.
Oh my God, I love it. Hi. Where? Oh.
Marge is right here.
Oh my God, I passed Marge. Oh my God.
Okay, so I need you guys. And you're right here, Jason.
Let's sit. Marge. Got your flowers. Marge for a minute to go to the speakeasy. Because every good party at the 20s has a speakeasy. This is, oh yes, the speakeasy. How lucky am I? There's Betty from Anoka on one end, and then my date Marge on the other. There we are. Luckiest guy in the world. Okay, look at Betty from Anoka. I love it. Betty is getting down. Go, Betty, go. Okay, now before I go, Marge and I have to get a picture in front of the wanted wall because we're the naughty group, I guess. Yeah. Hey, Marge, we gotta pose like a prom picture here. I got to tell you, I love Marge, and we talked a lot. She didn't want to dance. I asked her to dance. She didn't want to dance. We just gossiped. We do. And she just told me she's an incredible woman. I love teachers. Marge was, when I walked into that florist, by the way, I walk in and the woman, hi, Tony, she goes, oh, I know why you're here. And I said, you do? And she goes, well, for Marge. And I go, what? She goes, everybody knows Marge, Jason. So, and everyone does because Marge, listen to this, was a teacher for 50 years and taught kindergarten. She taught kindergarten, first and second grade. And this was my favorite, one of my favorite moments. I'll tell you all a moment off camera, really one of my favorites. But Marge looked at me and she said, see that woman over there? She says, that woman is my dear friend. They have been playing bridge every week since the 40s. And they're still friends and they live at they live at Walker together. They live in the same building together. I got to tell you, I don't have a lot of time left, but the reason this means a lot to me is because I tell the audience sometimes after the show, I'm looking at Aaron because Aaron hears all my stories. The fact of it, the thing of it is that I was incredibly close to my grandma. I can do this, 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 I can do this. I love both of my grandparents, but my mom's mom, my grandma Mazak, was kind of, my mom obviously, but my grandma Mazak was really the first person to just kind of let me be me. She used to yell at my dad when my dad wouldn't let me have a Cabbage Patch Kid. And my grandma also nurtured my love of television. So none of this would be happening if it wasn't for my grandma, because we watched Dallas together, we watched Love Boat together, we watched Carol Burnett together, and I always share a story with the audience that I have a message for my grandma that you, the TV audience, really doesn't see, but I save it for the studio audience. But there's a message that I get to send out, because even as a kid watching Carol Burnett, I remember thinking, not if, I said when I got a TV show, I was going to figure out a way to send a message to my grandma. Well, sadly, I lost her before any type of success happened for me. So when I meet somebody like Marge, I get connected because I kind of latch onto her like my grandma. So anyway, so Marge, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I looked at Marge and I said, you live right by Serum's Chicken Wings. I said, Marge, I'm going to be coming over all the time now. So friends forever. Friends forever, Marge. I will see you soon. I love you, okay? I love you. You're stuck with me. And thanks to everybody at Walker. The staff there was so great. How nice was that party? Seriously. My friends could take a lesson from the Walker people, yeah. Still ahead, everybody. I'm going to stop crying. He's been on all the late night shows and returns to our show. Comedian Paul Mecurio is in the house, and we're going to talk to him when we come back. Back after this, everybody.
met Jay Leno at a private function, and I went up to him with jokes that I had, and I said, I don't
What
know
was the
if
private function?
It was a big printing company that invited our law firm to this big opening.
Oh, okay.
And he basically, I handed him the jokes, and he was like, okay. He really does talk like they're letting helium out of a balloon very slowly. And then 2 days later, my phone rings. It's like, it's Jay Leno. Is Paul there? And I thought it was my friend David pranking me. And I go, yeah, really funny, David. And he goes, no, it's really Jay Leno. And I said to Jay Leno, you do a lousy Jay Leno.
That call changed our next guest's life and kickstarted his career. And my goodness, it's been a career in comedy. Give it up from a friend, comedian Paul Mecurio, everybody. Hi, Paul. Welcome back. What's up, buddy? Welcome back. How you doing?
I love the beard.
Do you like it? Yeah.
I love this beard.
Thank you.
When I was here last,
no.
You're like a little fuzzy, hazy, like a thing. Look.
I know. This was an act of Congress, believe me. Oh yeah, I had to get it approved.
Really?
I had to get a waiver.
Do you have back hair?
No, this hair.
Seriously, let me see.
No, I'll take it off later. We'll go in the back. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm good.
My story with Marge there. Marge is 93.
Love it. My mother's 91.
Yes.
And she's out of her mind. She's not. Don't go, oh, lady. She's 91. The one in the pink. You try living with her. She's Italian. She grew up in the Depression. She won't throw anything away. And she started her own, don't get me started. She started her own store, furniture store, in 1961 in a tenement house when we were just little kids, and grew it into this amazing store. But she will not listen to anybody. First of all, she won't buy things to run the store. So she doesn't have filing cabinets because they cost too much money. So you know what she puts her bills in? She puts them in styrofoam coolers. I swear to God, because they're lightweight and they're easy to carry around. Yeah, you think it's funny? When she gets audited, it looks like she's going on a picnic, okay? and do not encourage her. Stop clapping. And she annoys me, and she knows how to annoy me, because she can't hear. She was born with bad ears. Okay, she got a hearing aid. She bought the hearing aid in like 1970 for $6 off a guy in an alley somewhere. And it never works. And she doesn't want to wear it because she's too vain. So we go to my brother-in-law's house, who's cheap, by the way, and we'll get to that in a minute. And so now we're invited. It's not really a direct relative, and it's like a yeah, you laugh. It's like a Christmas thing, and we're standing in his driveway, and she's got the hearing aid, and she's like, oh, I got to wear my, and it whistles all the time. Like, yeah, it's like talking to a tea kettle in a house dress, okay? So I go, Ma, you got to put the hearing aid in because it's exhausting to have to yell. It's like, you want more pie? Like, try that. But you're in a house with 20 people, right? So she goes, oh, I'm going to put it in. And she's not going to put it in just to annoy me, right? So is it okay if I stand?
Yeah,
so
go
we're
ahead.
standing
Leo,
in the driveway, I swear to God, and it's a stone driveway. And she's sitting, I'm going to put it in. And then she's about to walk, and she drops the hearing aid. She also, eyesight's not great, so she bends over to pick up the hearing aid, picks up a stone, and sticks it in her ear. True story. Sorry, I went on. You got me going.
No, that's fantastic. You mentioned shopping. I know that I have places that test my patience. Like, I can't go to IKEA on a Saturday because I'll lose my mind.
Yeah.
Is there a place like that for you?
Yeah, Home Depot.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, look.
The audience is with you on that one.
Yeah, and they're not a bad place, but let's be honest. It's a retirement home for carpenters and plumbers and electricians. It's people want, right? They have that smock with their name on it. Yeah. It's not so that you know their name, it's so that they remember who they are.
Yes.
And nobody stays in their own department. Is that my camera? Look.
Yes.
Look.
No. You're right.
Right? Where's my camera?
Right here. Go to camera 7 right there.
You work there, Home Depot. Whoever met. Stay in your own department. I calculate 6 years of my life in Home Depot trying to find stuff. Because you want to know why? No matter what your age is in life, no matter what your station, Marge at 93, us in our mid-50s, whatever, the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Like Robert, he's 75 and he's supposed to be in painting, but he's not. He's in plumbing. He doesn't know anything about this plumbing. He doesn't even know how to flush a toilet. Just stay in your department. See, so I'm trying to get Home Depot to be like Vegas, where they have cameras in the ceiling.
Yeah.
So when these people wander out of their department, you could just yell, Robert, get out of paint, go back into siding. Like it's just...
Have they responded?
Well, they're apparently, they put me on some kind of a list.
List?
Oh, I had this other thing. Nobody cares anymore. Like, our society is one of two ways now. We're all either completely indifferent, or because of social media and everything else and the overly PC culture we live in, everybody's in everybody's business. Let's live in the middle. Life exists in the gray area. Example, I go into the Gap. I'm looking for, I swear to God, my wife will tell you, I'm going to get arrested. I swear to God. And I say to the guy, first of all, in the Gap, okay, I don't know if you can get shot at Jeff. He's got the headset on and everything, right? So the guys in the Gap, the people in the Gap now, for some reason, have enough audio communication equipment that you could literally talk to like somebody on Marge. You ever notice that? Yes! Like the whole Gap is the size of this studio, and there's a guy with a headset and a thing and a scanner, and it's like, is this Star Trek? What am I doing? Right? So now understand that's the context. So he's got all this equipment on, and he's folding sweaters. And I go, excuse me, I'm looking for hoodies. Can you tell me where the hoodies are? And he literally goes like this. He looks up and he goes, you can look around. Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, you know what? I said the next time you go into the emergency room with a big cut on your head, I hope the surgeon goes, here's a needle and thread. You take care of this yourself, right?
Paul's sticking around. He's performing this weekend at the House of Comedy, the Mall of America. That's why he's here. More with Paul when we come back. Back after this.
Oh, God.
You may take that. That's our parting gift for you, Paul. Yes, you may take that. We were talking during the break a little bit. For those of you who don't know, I mentioned in the intro, Paul works with Colbert. He's the warm-up guy. What's it like? This is a good time. We don't get political on this show, but Colbert is number one, mainly because of his political humor. But for you personally, do you enjoy, I mean, as a warm-up guy, I don't think the average person knows unless they've been to a taped show. What do you do? That sounded rude, but I mean, you know what I mean. Paul, what do you do?
See you later. I don't need this. I'm going now. Bye. I got to go to the Gap and get a hoodie. Well, I mean, it's actually an important job because and I was a writer on The Daily Show for quite a while, and no. No way. By the way, Jon Stewart, tiny man, that big. We'd carry him around in a Sherpa bag like a little dog and feed him. You can work all day on the material. But ultimately, you all have the power, not just in the audience, but at home. And so if the audience isn't right and in the right frame of mind, that joke that is on paper is fantastic, dies. People at home aren't going, well, you know what? On paper, that was a good joke, but they're just like, oh, that joke sucked.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to watch your show anymore. So it's a dance that has to happen where a lot of parts, as you know, have to be integrated during the course of the day for everything to come together. I mean, you have fantastic. Your stage manager, fantastic.
Aaron Schwaberini,
she's great. Great energy.
Yeah.
Flashes.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah. I'll be in your audience anytime. No, it's very important.
We call that Nudity Wednesday. That's right, yeah.
Why can't I come on a Wednesday?
I know.
So that's sort of what that's about. And it's good for me because it allows me. It's sort of a very specific job on the show, and then just allows me to do all my other stuff like touring. I've got a one-man show that I've been doing, and
you live in New York, right?
Yeah, and we're doing this show. It's basically based on what I've been doing in my stand-up, which is I talk to audience. It's a theater show. It's off Broadway. We just got nominated for an award, actually, and I bring audience members on stage. And it was born out of my stand-up and the warm-up, where I just bring people on stage randomly and talk to them about their lives. And I swear to God, and the theme of the show is everybody has a story, and if we talk, we connect. And if we connect in a very divisive time, maybe things are a little bit better. Now, I love
that, Paul.
So there are some really fantastic stories. We had this one woman, she's 83, and she is one of my groupies now. Her name is Leslie. She follows me around New York City at clubs, and she does, yeah. And I said, she grew up on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and she used to, as a young girl, walked FDR's dog, Fala.
What?
Yeah, and she was hilarious. I go, how was it? She goes, well, first of all, the Roosevelts were cheap as heck. And I go, so when you walk the dog back then in the 40s, whatever, did you like have a pooper scooper? She goes, nah, it was New York. You just watched where you walk. That's all. Great. And what's wonderful is that people are getting to be connected to people that they don't know or lives they don't know. We had a transgender young woman on who was fantastic and talking about she was going through transgender. We had a young, maybe 25-year-old guy talking, he's gay. I said, when did you come out to your parents? He started, he goes, well, that was pretty funny. I go, why? He goes, well, I said to my mom, I think I'm gay. And her response was, why are you telling me at 10:30 at night? Which is like, you can't.
Timing.
Right. And then I have one other one. I know this is a family show, so I'll try. Yeah. So,
thank you. We want to stay on the air after your appearance.
Well, you have her flashing people. What difference?
Wednesdays, Paul. It's only Wednesdays.
By the way, the package never matches the story either.
That's right. Yes,
Like on the outside, everybody looks, and on the inside, everybody's got a story. So, woman's 69, the husband's 70. They're in New York City. They're visiting, I guess, right? I said, how long you been married? They go, a year. So everybody claps because, oh, yeah, they're older and they got together. I go, great. So how did you meet? That's all I asked. And the woman said, spankme.com. And that's it. Yep. I swear to God, and there's a whole story that I don't want to whatever, but like, their first date was role-playing and then... And here's the thing. They look like your grandmother and grandfather.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Paul, you know what's funny about this is there's about 100 senior citizens at Walker Methodist watching this right now.
That's right.
Cheers, Marge!
Marge! Hey, Marge!
Paul Mecurio, everybody!
Thank you.
Find him this weekend. Find him this weekend at the House of Comedy at the Mall of America. For tickets, head to moa.houseofcomedy.net or head to Paul's website right there at the bottom of your screen. And we'll post this on Facebook a little bit later. Still ahead, everybody. We're celebrating Cinco de Mayo with a place that has been praised for its tacos and burritos, like big-time praise. What is it? You'll find out when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Well, not only is the Kentucky Derby this weekend, but Cinco de Mayo is on Sunday, and that means it's the perfect excuse, not that we need one, to celebrate by eating Mexican food. Give it up for Lorenzo and Paul from Katrina's Cerveza and Mexican Grill in Oakdale. And St. Anthony. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Well, let me start off. I always try to start off with a compliment, and this isn't going to be hard because, audience, listen to this. You were just named Best Tacos in the state of Minnesota. Okay? But then you followed that up. You were just voted Best Burrito in the state. Yeah. Has to feel good.
It feels amazing. Thanks to all of our customers that they're voting out there, that really enjoy our food. We really appreciate their support.
For you, and we're going to make a burrito, but for you, what do you think the secret is? Is it the fresh ingredients? Is it the spice? What do you think it boils down to?
It is the fresh ingredients, and really is having the best ingredient. Really, it comes down to have the best ingredient, and it's the freshness. It's just the freshness. It's like, our guacamole, we make it every day fresh, squeezed by hand. Our salsas, as soon they come in the truck, we're washing vegetables, chopping them, blending them. You get the salsas.
You can tell when people cut corners. That's what it proves right there. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so what are we making? What are we making today?
So today we're gonna show one of our burritos.
Okay.
We have a lot of.
Okay, can I just tell you, the audience is like between John Sigamore's food and the burrito. They don't care a rat's rear about me. It's like it's just the burrito. Okay, I'm sorry, continue.
No worries. So we're gonna show, we got the award for the best burrito in Minnesota, and we take a lot of pride on that.
I wanna see it now.
If you come to one of our restaurants, we have a lot of toppings, so we just brought a sample.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with the Mexican rice.
Okay. I'm already I'm serious. If I was on an island and I could eat like one food, like a burrito would be on that list. I sincerely.
You know what? I've been the same island.
Yeah, I thank you. Yeah. Oh, I would hope you were on that island.
Yeah, I'll do the cooking.
Let's be clear. Yeah. So, I'll do the cleaning on the island. I'll clean it out. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like compromise.
Exactly.
So now we're gonna put some of the pinto beans here.
Okay.
And for the meat, for the choice of meat, I'm gonna go with the chicken tinga.
Perfect.
It's a little spicy. It's a chicken cook in a chipotle adobo salsa. Once again, everything is
Sounds good to me, right, audience? Well, yeah. Okay, we'll do with that.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna put the chicken tinga.
Oh, this smells, I'm like dying. Like, I just want to eat all of this right now.
All right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pass it on to Paul, and he's gonna show you.
Okay, Paul. We're passing it on to you, my friend. It's all up to you to bring it home.
So I'm gonna roll this thing up. In-house, we have tons of toppings and salsas, and they're all absolutely fresh. So I'm gonna kind of put a variety of that on here.
Okay.
So our
Go. You keep topping. Kendall, come over here. We always bring Kendall in for these, yeah. Because Kendall is always like, we are food brother and sister. Oh, what is that? What sauce is that?
So that was sour cream.
Oh, okay. Just keeping track. I know. I'm just keeping track of everything.
Sour cream.
Okay.
He's putting a little bit of cilantro. We have our fresh corn, pico de gallo. We have corn salsa.
Okay.
That's our roasted tomatillo.
Okay.
Corn salsa. We also have a little bit of fresh pineapple.
Okay.
Rice, so I'm ready.
Go ahead and wrap that up because we got to wrap up, and I gotta see your skill. How are you gonna close that thing? Kendall, look at that.
Oh my God, it's like a baby.
You know what?
You should work at NASA. Look at that. That is amazing that you give it up, guys. Go this weekend for more information. Look at that. Let me hold that thing.
Yes.
It's a baby.
That is a toddler. Look at that.
You can throw that through Matt Damon's window.
I know. Head to katrinasgrill.com, and you can find them in Oakdale, South St. Paul, and St. Anthony. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. Thank you, guys. Holy crap.
It's like the size of my head.
And every night I'm hurting, but I know you'll be worth it, so I'll wait. I will wait for you. Yeah, I'll wait. I will wait for you as long as it takes.
Welcome back on to our Friday Party. Odds are you've heard that song on the radio lately. That's Wait For You by Jake Miller. We're very excited because on Monday, Jake will be joining us in studio ahead of a big event as a Mall of America. So joining Jake in studio is former Big Time Rush member Logan Henderson, who is out with his solo music debut. We have some seats left in the audience, so if you would like to be here, go ahead, go to our Facebook page, click the ticket tab. You're in by 9:30, you're out by 11:15. Also on Monday, the Thrifty Traveler is back with the latest flight deals for summer, and you guys know Thrifty has saved me a lot of money. So be here on Monday. Get tickets right now. Come see me. Kendall's here with her burrito. That's right, yeah.
Still cooking. I'm gonna eat good.
I know. Well, this is a food day, and we're gonna be right over here, as I said at the beginning of the show. Please say hello to my good friend John Sigamora from Pinku.
Thanks, Jason.
Cooking for our audience. John, first, before we talk about your food, I mentioned Tubman. Why Tubman? Why does it mean so much to you, my friend?
Simply, if somebody was hurting me, or if I needed help, if I had addiction issues, I need people like Jen Polzine's team at Tubman to be there for me. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Just that simple.
It is, yep. They're the best. They're one of the best. They're one of the best organizations around. They just have their gala. If you want to donate, go to their website, do what you can. I will do what I can because I love them. Okay, so what do you make? I know what you're making for the folks. And this is, audience, I say this is, John knows this. John is making one of my favorite things in the world. We have about a minute, John.
Yep.
What are you making?
So we did spicy, I'll borrow one over here. We did spicy tuna crispy rice.
Ah, that's my favorite!
We did a whole bunch of dumplings with garlic ginger soy. And we did a special crab and cucumber roll with avocado wrap and spicy mayo on the outside.
Audience, are you loving life right about now? Yes, that's a big John, do we have, look at those cookies, John. Look at the cookies. Look at the little, are those little Jason Show cookies? Yeah. Why did you eat the cookies? And there's a Tubman one too. Yeah. John, lift up, oh, we took the shot away. Okay. That is so great. John, tell everybody where you're located, my friend.
Pinku Japanese Street Food is located northeast, right at Hennepin and University. And in a couple months, less than a couple months, I'll be open at Minneapolis-St. Paul International
I'm so proud of my friends, and John's one of them, and he's done such a good job. And yeah, go visit him at the airport. We're flying out and go to North Minneapolis and visit Pinku. Thank you to my friends at Tubman. Thank you to this audience. I'm going to Garth Brooks this weekend. Can you imagine that?
No.
So I'll recap that on Monday. Believe me. That's going to do it for us, though. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. I love you, Marge. We'll see you Monday.